Um, Hi everyone, and welcome to And They Weren't Roommates.
Yes.
This episode is just like our introduction. We'll tell you a bit about ourselves, what we're doing here, why we started this channel, and I guess kind of the stuff we like, what you might expect to see, pretty much. Right?
I mean, like, it's funny because behind the scenes, we've already recorded several episodes, and I feel like every episode has been so much easier to record when we're talking about the things that we enjoy and going on our
Yeah.
unhinged queer rants about like neurodivergent topics we're obsessed with. But when it actually comes to like telling you who we are, this part seems to be the one that we can't seem to cross the barrier of at all.
Yeah. We're just gonna
So
do it. We're gonna just bite the
screw it.
bullet and we're gonna do it, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so who are we? Question one. Let's go.
Who are you, Alex?
I'm Alex. What do I say? I guess I'm like a sort of part-time book reviewer. Sometimes I review things on Instagram. I also very much just give like really niche recommendations that like four people care about, usually related to BL shows or K-pop or other music I'm obsessed with.
But those recommendations are like how we connected. So
They are like how we actually became friends. But you're one of the four people that care, so there you go. And
I
who are
suspect you're.
you?
I'm Jay, and I was gonna say a bookstagrammer, but I don't have Instagram anymore.
Mm-mm.
Um, I'm basically only on YouTube now, I guess. And I'm an author, and yeah, you can find my books under J.R. Hart. I write contemporary romance, which is funny because I am a romantic, so I don't know why that's the genre that has just stuck with me. I guess I love writing other people falling in love and watching other people falling in love and engaging in content about other people falling in love. I just don't want that for me.
Yeah, you love love. You just
Yeah.
don't want love.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Love is awesome for the people who want it.
exactly. All right. That's over. We did it. Now, why did we start the channel?
That's kind of like, I mean, I feel like why and how are kind of interconnected in that way.
Yeah.
Because it was one of those things of like, we had already started talking about the things that we liked because you had messaged me when I was watching The Rose at Coachella, and you were like, oh my gosh, I like The Rose too. And then I had messaged you about your Kin Porsche recommendations, I think, had been like
Mm-hmm.
the next time that we really connected. And it was like we started talking a lot more. And of course, our unhinged, like back and forth became increasingly unhinged.
Yeah.
And I think it was then that I was like, I want to start like a podcast at some point talking about all of this. Like, I feel like we talk so much about this. I have so many takes, and you're like, I want to do that too. And I was like, let's do it.
Yeah. It was
And
very
then,
much like we were talking our meta, unhinged screaming about whatever show it was at the time. And you were like, oh, I thought about talking about this like in a podcast before, but I didn't really want to talk to myself. And I was like, I'd do that.
yeah, it was like perfect.
So that was it. It was just kind of like, okay, how do we do it? What do we do? Let's go.
Yeah. And I feel like we are both the kind of person that, like, when we have an idea, we both kind of like dig very deep into that. And like, it's that neurospicy thing where we're just like, I must know all of the things about how to do this thing. And
Mm-hmm.
I think it became our like entire everything for a few months. And now we're here talking about media, especially queer media, and
Yeah.
giving our unhinged, chaotic takes, which may or may not be semi-coherent.
I mean, yeah, I think we've missed a step where we should have explained what actually this whole channel is about.
That is, I did go more into the how instead of the why.
So essentially, this whole channel is just pretty much like for us to, express our excitement about different queer media, whether it's, shows, movies, books, whatever. We're probably mostly going to stick to shows, but, you never know. We could talk about anything. And also have a little bit of like deep dives into topics that maybe we're a little unhinged about, a little fixated on, and yeah, our favorite things, talk about BLs and GLs and people falling in love, pretty
It,
much.
it's a little bit of our DMs kind of like verbalized in a
Yeah,
way, instead of all of the unhinged flailing that we do in the DMs, like putting it on video.
yeah,
Because I'm pretty sure we're not the only ones who feel this unhinged about these things. So having people to share it with, I think, is really important.
yeah, exactly.
So,
There we go. All right. So what is something or what are some fun or unique things that we can bring to YouTube?
I mean, look at us. We are chaos gremlins.
Yeah.
We're very unhinged. I feel like being able to take on queer media from kind of, especially a lot of it being romantic and everything from that lens of like not so much being romantic and things like that is a really cool take. Um,
I mean, I guess that's where we kind of put the hint of we're both arrow ace.
yeah, exactly. So
That's the
we,
big one, I think.
yeah, we kind of have like that perspective from like outside of that. And so I
Hmm.
think sometimes when we're watching media, we're more focused on some of the other like details that get like lost in the romance or lost in the other
Hmm.
stuff. And so then we have those takes that we're like, oh my gosh, but did you see this little part?
Yeah.
Where sometimes it feels like some of the takes that are online, and this isn't a criticism, are like, but the kiss, but the hand holding, and we're like, but this.
But that t-shirt,
Yeah, exactly. Did you see the color he was wearing in this scene? Or like,
yeah.
did you see the way that he was holding that spoon? Or like, did you hear what he said there? And so we kind of have unhinged flailing that's like romance adjacent almost.
Hmm.
It's like these other things that aren't the kiss, the handhold, lend so much to this romance. Not that we don't love the kiss, the handhold, the all of that. Like we do flail about that too.
Hmm. I do also think too, like you being an author, and I'm not an author, but I'm a reader, and I also did like psychology and English in university. So like even those kind of impact how we look at things and like the details or the structure or plot points, like that kind of stuff is more of a focus than just the hand holding and kissing.
Yes, we definitely like view things more from psychological standpoints, color theory standpoints, that viewpoint of like tropes and, story plotting and
Mm,
how how to space out a story into X amount of minutes and scenes and things like that. So we do kind of have like that framework to go off of.
yeah, yeah. Okay, what are we most excited about for the new channel and for the podcast? I mean, I feel like just having somewhere to put all the thoughts,
Yeah.
really.
I mean, I like the fact that we are able to connect over the things that we love, and I feel like it's been great, like having that person that I can kind of go to and be like, these are all of my thoughts about this show. Like, I need you to hear why I'm so excited about this.
Hmm.
And having you as that person to share it with has been great. And like being able to co-host this with you and like talk to you about it is great. But also knowing that there are probably other people who feel the same about the things we love, and having this outlet to be like, we're going to like bounce this stuff off of each other, but also other people can consume and interact with that and like engage with us on that is really exciting, I think.
Yeah, I do think too, at least for me, because like I tend to be a very niche person, like my interests are always pretty niche. So having somewhere to kind of put more energy into, because like Instagram is not always the best place for those thoughts and that though, like it's not always great in doing the niche ideas I have in my head. So like having a place where I can just get that out and it'll be relevant for the people who are interested would be great. Like that'll be the best part, I think.
Yes, a creative outlet for all of that I think is very helpful.
Hmm. Okay. What series got us into BLs and GLs?
Okay, so Mine, I feel like I kind of took like a weird path into BL, I guess. Because I mean, in some ways, it was like several years ago, I was watching like season 3 of Scam. And so that kind of had BL vibes, but the whole series wasn't BL and things like that. And so there
Hmm.
was this craving for like more content like that. But I didn't really get looped in until like a friend had recommended the manga 19 Days to me. And I was like, oh, this is really interesting. And I caught up in like a weekend and was like, okay, well, now I'm all caught up. I need more. And so I started reading other manga and like literally anything I could get my hands on. And from there, it was like I started seeing like, oh, I could like watch this because it was like around that time that someone had posted the trailer for Pit Babe season 1. And I had just like read my first Omega verse like a few days before. And I was like, hold up. So there's going to be like Omega verse vibes, but like in a show. I'm going to
Yeah.
have to find a way to watch this. And I told myself, like, okay, I'm gonna watch this. I will do like 1 month of ITE and then I'm going to cancel it. Like, just doing it for the show. Like, I'll binge the show. And then I started seeing teasers. So I was like, okay, well, I'll just get the subscription for the duration of the show and watch it week to week. Started doing that, and I haven't ever canceled my membership. And now I have an annual one and I have a whole bunch of others. So I
Hmm.
guess Hit Babe is like what really locked me in. But it was like watching Pit Babe, it was like, well, waiting between the episodes week to week, I need something else to watch. And so I watched other things. And so it was like, while I'm watching other things, I'm gonna like,
Uh-huh.
it just like seemed like I went from like watching one show that kind of like became reading manga that then became like having this chokehold that it's like now like half of my budget goes to streaming subscriptions
Yeah.
and like everything else. So it was Pit Babe, but it wasn't Pit Babe, if that makes sense.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. I get it. I was like similar, but not really. So like obviously I've always read like queer books and like as soon as I could get my hands on them, that was pretty much all I cared to read.
Oh, for sure.
And then I think it was like 2, maybe almost 3 years ago, my friend really wanted me to get into K-pop. So she sent me her playlist and she was like, "Hey, listen to this." And then she was like, "While you're listening to this, watch some of these shows." And like she sent me a list of shows to check out. So I think the first one I watched was Love in the Air. I think I did Love in the Air, Bed Friend, and like they were good. I was like, "Yeah, these are fun." And then Kin Porsche. That was it. I was done. I literally watched it 4 times in a row, back to back, like on loop, because I was like obsessed with it. And then I went on, you know, Tumblr and wherever and was like, okay, I need all the meta. Like somebody like talk to me about the clothes they're wearing or the colors in the room or whatever. So I started like going down the rabbit hole and then that was it. That was the I was lost
See,
forever.
for me, it was like the opposite that I got into BL and then K-pop. Like I got like reverse pipelined because you see like the K-pop to BL pipeline. I got reverse pipeline somehow. It was like I was into BL and I was like, okay, but K-pop? I'm kind of here for this. I'm
Yeah,
kind of
I it for
for
me it was
that.
very much the same, like at the same time. It was very much here's the playlist, and as I'm like listening, like, oh yeah, okay, I like that song. That song seems good, whatever. It was, oh, here, also watch these shows at like in the same period. So it was like over a few months, I was like, oh, so you just created a monster and now we're here.
See, and I also feel like I kind of had some detours on my way to queer media too, because like I was actively writing queer novels before I got into BL. Like I had already published like 4 or 5 before I had gotten into BL and everything. And the first one that I was had been querying, I had queried with like a new independent press, and the person that decided to take it on was like an offshoot of a gay porn company that wanted to go into publishing books, and they're
Mhm.
like, great, this is amazing. And I was like, perfect. And I signed a contract, and then their publishing arm folded. And so it was like, now I have this book, it has no home, I don't know what to do. But it gave me the confidence to keep querying. But at the time I realized like I would like, because my person that I had queried became a friend, and it was like she was also screenwriting for their video content. And so I would be like, I'm watching this for the plot and then turning it off at a specific point because I'm like, I want the storyline. Like she had written like this amazing like six episode series.
Yeah.
And it was like interconnected plot lines and had a bunch of different actors who had their own stories and their connections to each other. And I was like, I'm watching this. I'm so invested in the plot. I love this. Like, I need this in video form. And so I'm
Mm,
like sitting here going, this has existed, but I had no like ability to find out about its existence in a lot of ways. Like, I grew up in super conservative, like Midwest America. I grew up in the church, like deeply religious. And so like finding queer content was very difficult.
yeah.
Like I was a religion major. Like my first job was in youth ministry.
Yeah.
Like so finding like that outlet for queer media after I had come out and being like, I want to see more of this. I don't know where to find it. I was like immediately thrust into like, well, obviously this is where you find it is like in SFW content. And it's like, oh no, there's like other content. I just don't know how to find it. And then when I
Yeah.
did, it was like, oh, this is so good. So I was the one over here like watching that for the plot. And people are like, who watches for the plot? I'm like, me.
Yeah, of course. Like the one
Where's
person.
the plot?
Okay, so on to like where do we consume this kind of content? Like where are you watching it?
Everywhere. I mean, again, I started out with like ITE and was like, I'm gonna have this for like a few weeks, and then ended up like, then I got a Viki subscription, then I got a Gaga subscription,
Yeah.
then I got a like, what else do I have? I want to say I have like five or six now.
Yeah, what WeTV, I think.
TV, I've got WeTV. And now like Netflix is getting a lot more content. Like, I mean, I watched Two Husbands, One Wife on Netflix, and so Netflix is having a lot more. I feel like it's just like now everywhere is kind of starting to
Yeah, it's just
get
wherever
more.
you can get it, really. Like
Yeah,
anywhere, everywhere.
yeah. Like, where do I watch the content? Everywhere.
Yeah.
Unless you mean like where physically, like usually on my couch, in my bed, in waiting rooms of doctors' offices with my headphones on so no one can hear me.
Yeah, that's pretty much the same. Like in my room, on the couch, sometimes on my phone somewhere if I have a couple minutes to squeeze something in, like just wherever, pretty much. All right,
I
our
will say,
last.
like, also when I rewatch a show, like, if it's a show I've seen several times, I'll watch it like while I'm doing the dishes or something because I don't need
Mm,
to know the specific words that are on the screen. But I realized like what a confusing habit this was to other people when my kids started having more sleepovers, and his friends would be like walking past and are like, what language is that? Do you even speak that? And I'm like, I don't
no.
need to like speak it fluently to know exactly what's happening on the screen right now.
Yeah, pretty
Like, I'm good.
much.
I've got this.
Yeah. All right,
Oh,
our last question is like what type of content is our favorite? So like genre, themes, styles, whatever.
I am a sucker for anything super tropey.
Mm,
Like, if you can dump all of the tropes into one thing, I'm here for it. Um, I like anything with an older protagonist
hmm.
because, like, being in my mid to late 30s, I want someone who's like who is like me and is like obsessive about things and excited about things and loves these things and like loves in such a big way, and it's like, oh well, it's like fine that you're older, like that's
Hmm.
okay. So I love anything with an older protagonist. And I found that I really like ensemble casts. So like We Are, Boys in Love, like anything like that where I can like follow multiple storylines in a series and be like, I love this ship. Oh no, I love this ship. No, this one's my favorite. I feel like because I'm also one of those people in K-pop who struggles to pick a bias. Like, I can love a group that has like eight members, and I can love a show that has like four couples and be like, I want
Yeah.
all of the people to love. Give me all of the people to squeeze in. cuddle and hang on my walls and
Yeah,
everything.
yeah, that's fair. Okay, my favorites. I have like two completely different personalities, I feel like.
Okay.
I either like super cute, like fluffy, semi slice of life stories, like, you know, you know what I'm talking about. Like Sugar Dog Life, Our Dining Table, like those vibes.
Okay, things like that.
Yeah, like just cute, fun, soft, whatever. And then the total opposite is just like trauma.
Oh yeah.
Anything that's like, oof, it hurts,
Hmm.
that's good. Yeah.
Yeah.
And
I
also if there's like a little gremlin freak
oh,
character.
oh yes. I love a gremlin freak. I love a crouching critter who's just like
Mm,
unhinged and sitting in the corner plotting. Love that. But I feel like we both are very break me to pieces and then give me a show that will put me back together.
yeah, you gotta alternate. You can't just do
Yeah.
all pain and nothing
Yeah.
else.
Like, make it hurt, kick me while I'm down, give me like my unknowns, my Kaseki dear to me, my Kin Porsche, and then throw in some old-fashioned cupcake. Give me
Yeah,
some art reading table. Let me have 10 things to do before I turn 40. Like,
exactly.
I need those. I need to be happy and cheerful and sweet, and then I need to bawl my eyes out and use a whole box of Kleenex in one setting.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. I think that is there anything else like specifically that I like? I don't know. I feel like my taste is very broad. It's very much just like if it's cutesy enough and soft enough, or if it's painful enough.
yes.
Like that's the majority.
Yeah. And I feel like there are very specific things that we don't like, but I feel like it's more like we know it when it comes up and we're like, oh my
Hmm.
gosh, no, that's like a no-go for us.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. I think we could watch pretty much anything unless like the few things that we don't like come up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know like when we're making our list of things we want to watch each month, it's like very unrealistic to look at our list and be like, oh, we have like 40 shows on the list that we're both going to tackle. And it's like we
No.
both watch like five
Yeah. We're
because we
very
want to watch.
ambitious. We're
We
very
want to watch
ambitious.
everything.
It never happens though.
We try.
We do try. And I think that's it. That's all the questions I have. So I think that was a good like intro to who we are, what to expect. Obviously, just expect chaos. I feel like that's probably
Yeah. General
probably
okay.
the brand we're going for.
Yes. We're generally better at covering things than we are about talking about ourselves, though.
Yeah, we can talk about anything else but ourselves, pretty much.
Yeah. This is our most awkward video, I think. Like,
Yeah, just don't make me talk about myself. I'll talk about anything else, just
yeah.
not what I like.
Yeah. Give me all of the unhinged gremlins. Just don't make me talk about this unhinged gremlin.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Yeah, so if you made it this far, like the video, comment down below, tell us, I don't know, if there's something you want us to talk about, a question you still have you want us to answer. What's your favorite like genre or theme or trope even? Let us know.
And we'll be back soon, so subscribe so that way you can find our next video.
Yep,
We're ready.
we're ready. Just expect the chaos and you should have a good time.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, we'll see you next time.
Yay.
All right. Why is this so much more awkward than like anything else?
I don't know. Like, neither of us have ever done an intro before. I almost feel like we need to leave this in at some point.
That'll be bloopers at the end.